Alright guys, so back in here, I tinker with the rear end. Gonna see if I can get these bearings popped out. I don't know if any of y'all know, but a lot of these auto shops, there's a lot of tools I have, but there's a lot that I don't, and the reason why is because I'm not rich, contrary to belief. So I went to O'Reilly's, and because I just use O'Reilly's a lot, and I got these bearing removal tools. How they work, okay, you see that pivots, and here, let me see here. And when you rent it, you don't have to, but anyways, where I was getting with this is you pay to rent these tools, and it's not cheap. I ain't gonna lie, it's not cheap, but you use them and then you take them back, and then you get your money back. So it's free to use. So if you know, a lot of people say like, well, I don't work on my own stuff because them tools are blah blah. Well, that's a lie, because I don't need this big old slide hammer. I rarely ever need one, but it's free to use. It's $24, and they give me my money back when I go. These were $54, and that's what comes in the kit. I'll show you how these work. So let's see here. I'm gonna pop it around here so y'all can see it better. Okay, so what happens, and I don't really know what size. Well, I guess I could look at the bearings I have. Oh, let's see. Here's a bearing. Natural bearings. Nice. Okay, let's see here. The ones that are going back in it, and obviously it'll be the same exact size, or no, I figured it'd say. Anyways, you can just trial and error it. That's what I do. That will go in as such, and it opens back up. And then you would put this washer to where it's tight up against it. Then you're gonna turn, and this is gonna take a long time. You're gonna turn this nut until it, goodness, it's gonna take forever. That's all right, we ain't got nothing but time. I need to go on Rock Auto and look about them bolts. Although I will say, I think I don't really need but like 2 or 3, but I'm probably just gonna get a whole new set just cause. And again, I didn't have to do that, didn't have to take them off, but I just wanted to because I want this thing to be nice and new. I don't want to have to touch it again. If I do touch again, it'll be just replacing gears, nothing else. Okay, so that's pretty tight. All right, so next, you will thread this big mamma jamma in here. Well, maybe. I don't really want. Maybe I should put that in there. I don't know why. There it is. Finally caught. And I would. You definitely. If y'all do rent one of these, 1000%, don't be a dummy. Thread this thing all the way in, because you have all these small threads and you don't want to be pulling on 5 for threads. You want to pull on as much as you can. I could have messed around and tried my best to get these things out without renting this, but like I said, this is free, guys. There's no point in being an idiot. Okay, let's see here. Gotta hit it with my strong hand. I'm serious, I'm not very strong in my left hand, my left arm. Not to mention it's hard to do. There we are. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, there's still plenty of a lip and everything. I don't feel any dry spots. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with this. take this thing off so I can show y'all what it looks like. Oh, man, I don't know why that nut was so far out. But yep, there it is. That's your bearing. Again, I didn't have to replace them, but just replace them. If you tear into a rear end this far, just replace your bearings. If you have to replace seals, just replace your bearings. I mean, I even thought about not doing it, but then I thought, don't be like that. Just replace them. Just because you would hate it if you don't, and then bada bing, bada boom, you have a bearing that burns it or seizes up. So, yep. But let's clean it real good in there. You can smell. I can smell that it's maybe that rear end fluid was really old. It was in there. Okay. Now this is. I'm gonna do it side by side. This is the bearing that I'm gonna be replacing. Main thing is there's no hot spots on that old one, so as you see, this is it. Let's see here. They do look a little bit different. I don't like that this one, the band's a little bit different, the inside band. See, a little bit different, but I think we're all right. I think it's just a different style, or not different style, but it's a different manufacturing. But all right, let's get these new ones in. Okay, let me just see here. All right, so there's numbers right there on the outer side, or outer race. I think that's what they call it, the outer race. I'm pretty sure, actually no, I am 100% sure. Letters or numbers in. If you don't, yeah, I was about to say. Yep, right here, some letters on this outside. So letters are always in. You can look that up yourself, but I'm about 100% sure. I don't have a tool to put the new one in, but, well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't feel that great. That might be a little bit, might be the right ones. Let's see how that feels going in there. Yeah, nah, that's probably right. I don't have a tool to put the new one in. I was gonna rent it, but the more I think about it, I wish I would have, but I didn't. Wish I would have, but it is what it is. I'm not going back up there. What we're gonna do is we are gonna use the old one, because you're okay to hit this outer edge, but it's this ring right here that the bearings are sitting in is what you do not want to hit. So let me get a good size hammer, and let me see here. Good size hammer and a socket. There we are. Yep, good size hammer and a socket. And we will get to seeing about banging this thing on. I like it. Okay. I don't really love it, but here we are. Okay, just make sure it's going in straight. You don't want it going in crooked or nothing like that. That's no bueno. Okay. Yep, okay, it's going in straight. I'm gonna switch sockets because this one is a little, not quite how I want it. That, or actually I have something even better. Metal. Big old piece of metal. Oh, that sounds good. I'm actually gonna use this to hammer on this flat first. Okay. Now, this, I don't even think I can use that, can I? Man, this is aggravating. I wish I would have rented that thing. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. But this is where you gotta improvise. That work right there? Believe it will. I believe it will. I knew I had something. Now I done lost my big hammer. I don't even know where that's at. There it is. Okay, let's see here, guys. Okay, so this thing, I don't think, yep, I think it's just right at too big. So, we're gonna make our own tool. We're gonna make our own tool. All right, guys, time to change the battery. So next is the seal. A lot of people don't know this, but there's a spring. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. There's a spring in there. There, that silver piece, that's a spring. Only thing I think of is, I think over time, the rubber starts obviously to degrade because it's heat and just time, it starts to vulcanize. The spring is supposed to keep it tight at all times, even if that happens. I think that's the main thing, reason for it. Could be wrong. This is just my theory. If you have a little bit of red in the in your axle tube, that's okay. That's from your seal, sealing material. I didn't know this until I watched actually a YouTube video a while back. It's good to have this around, petroleum jelly, because this is a prime example of, like, you don't think about it, but my wife's probably gonna kill me because I just went there and got it. But so that spring, what happens if you hit something a lot and there's a spring in it? It's gonna try to come apart, right? So supposedly, now I've only done this one other time, and it worked, but I never had it not work. Put some petroleum jelly, because it's made of the same stuff as what your rear end grease is, around the seal, around that spring, and it's supposedly supposed to keep the spring from trying to jump out as you're knocking it in place. I don't know. That's just what and you can use as much as you want, because it's, like I said, it's the same thing as what you're about to put on. It's the same, because I mean, it's the same thing, especially once it gets warm. So cool. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do spring in. Again, if you don't know, you don't remember, just pay attention to where you're taking things apart. There are a lot of things I don't even know, or I don't remember, and I just kind of just remember how I took it apart. Go ahead and get it kind of in there. And I can either use that tool I was just using that I made, right? I can either use that to hit it, or I can use a socket. I'm thinking about just using a socket, just because it's kind of hard to hold that thing. This is not as important. You can also use a rubber mallet to hit it, because it's not going to take a whole lot. Actually, I might just use the rubber mallet and be done with it. Let's see here. Oh, that ain't working. All right, never mind. I guess it ain't gonna work. So, yeah, actually, I'm gonna put a little bit in the tube just to kind of help us up. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna, but better not. Better not put something around a seal. You know what I mean? It's like people who, hey, make sure to oil up your, what is it? Oil up your brake pads before you put them on, or your brake rotors. Like, what did you just say? What did you? All right, so I'll give it a good little love tap. Okay, everything looks to be going in right. Okay. Bottom piece looks like it don't want to go in. Like I said, you can use a rubber mat on this. It's really not, especially to get it kind of even all the way around and flush. See, now that we're flush, now that we can kind of actually finish it off. There's my bigger boy. So I'm gonna put that on there, and then we're gonna do just a good swift check it, go back to it, get exactly where we want. Well, and then a good swift, looks good, still going, good swift, good. All right, I think that's, check and make sure that it's the same depth all the way around. So like right there, it's actually a little bit cantered. This top is not in as much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it one more time. Make sure, see, and you can feel when you're hitting it in, that you can feel where it's kind of like, oh, that's all we got. Make sure the bearing's still spin good. And that's basically, I mean, honestly, that's basically everything. I might give it a little bit more love right here on the top piece. I can kind of, there we are. It looked like it wanted that. There we are. I like that better. Okay, guys. So yeah, we're rocking and a rolling. Another good way to be able to tell like how, you know, it's in there good is put your finger right there on the back side of the seal, and your finger, if there's a spot that is tighter than the rest of it, then you know you're good. And see, I just did that and it feels fine. All right, guys. So let's move to the other side. That's all done. I actually just could go ahead and put the axle in if I wanted to. I'm trying to think of a reason not to. Oh, no, there's no point because I still got to get these bolts, yeah. Okay, so let's go to the other side. Let's tinker with it. Might not take as long considering I just built the tool I needed. Let's see here. Fun fact actually about older bearings, there's a lot of older vehicles that you can actually go straight to a bearing manufacturer and you can actually just ask them, hey, I need a bearing, and they'll just ask you the sizes and they can get one because there's so many, they make so many that they cross-reference, which is, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool that they're just whatever you need. All right, let's see. This is something, doing this is something really cool because this is something I don't think a lot of people know how to do, and you should definitely know how to replace bearings on your rear axle. Now that I say it, it actually sounds kind of like crazy. Like, well, what do you mean? But you should. They're very cheap parts. It's very easy to do. As you're seeing, it's super easy to do. I would probably rather replace bearings or rear axle seal than I would rebuilding drum brakes. I really would. Even though a lot of times they go hand in hand, like I'm going to be doing both of them, but a lot of times they go hand in hand because you're kind of like, if I'm in here because I'm replacing this, might as well do this. But it's really not that hard. The main thing about it is dirty. It is a dirty job. You do get, I mean, I've broken this video up so you can watch the other ones, but you're going to make a mess when you pull the axles out, and you're going to make a mess whenever you draining everything. I went to go buy some new bolts and hardware for this and I was told that, nope, can't get it. So I'm gonna try Rock Auto. I don't know why I didn't try them before. Or I did actually look at it at work and didn't really see anything, but I'm gonna try to look a little bit more. And if anything, I'll have to go to eBay and maybe I can just put in the size and everything. And if not, I may be just trying to go on eBay or Amazon and see about just getting a set of, because I mean, basically all these are studs, just like wheel studs. You know, they got the grooving, so they kind of lock in place, and then you got a nut. I mean, that's basically what they are. It's just they're a lot smaller. So I don't know. I actually ordered a couple lug nuts, studs for these axles. Something about these Dodges, the one that's on there out there, the axle that's on Old Blue right now is actually the same way. It's missing one on each, just about. And these axles, as you can see, it's missing one on each, and I don't understand it. It don't make no sense to me, but okay. Let's pop that bad boy off, set him to the side. Not trying to, okay. So, I popped that old seal out, as y'all seen, but I'm gonna try to pump everything out. Let's see, that don't look good. What is that? A little bit of rust. Whew, I thought that was chunks of metal. I was about to lose it. Oh, I was about to lose it. I don't really know if this tool's made to do both of them at one time, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do both of them at one time. I don't know. Oh man, this is gonna be aggravating. Okay. There we are. Oh man. I actually have a slide hammer. I didn't even know I had. I found it a little bit ago, but this is a little bit bigger. The one I had is not. I mean, it probably would have worked if I needed to. I actually am gonna. I hope this is the right size. It is not. That's awesome. I was actually gonna tighten it up this time. Stay. Don't go nowhere. Well, I mean, that's the perk of an adjustable. No matter what, it'll fit, right? Okay, that just did that because of it loosened up some. I don't know if that's the seal or okay. I don't know why it's loosening up. Might have to just pop that seal out first. Yeah, but let me get off my shirt. I really thought that would have worked, but okay. Ain't no big deal. I really thought that would have worked, but guess not. Okay. All right. Oh, actually, it was working. Yeah, it actually was. The seal actually is what's holding it up now. Okay. I was about to say, man, I felt like I felt it move and it loosened up. It wouldn't just do that for nothing. Let's try this. I think that seal, for some reason, is kind of. I'm about to cut the arms off of this stupid thing. Bada bing! Got it all over me. That's awesome. What? Okay. Oh, well, there's my watch. I've been looking for this watch for... I'm so excited. Guys, I just found a watch I've been looking for like I can't even tell you how long. I've been looking for it for a long time. Probably for a month and a half now. I don't know what my paper towels are. That is awesome. This is a good day. It's a good day. I need to... fun fact too, the O'Reilly's, you keep these tools for 48 hours, but they said if it takes a little longer, that's fine. So that could be just my O'Reilly's, or that could be all of them. I'd say it's probably all of them. They're probably not that strict about it. Considering you pay, and that's one thing I've wondered, if you pay for it, what if I keep the tool? That means I could have got this slide hammer for like 20 bucks. That's pretty cheap for a slide hammer. You know, like that's kind of what I thought. Like, I mean, if I might keep that thing, you know, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Can you go in there? Yeah, there. That's what I wanted you to do. Oh, this thing's gonna be threading for a year. I'm gonna insert. 2 hours later. For real though, what? This is ridiculous. Oh, man, at least give me something like a wing nut. Okay. When you're putting these on, I will say try to kind of center up the washer, because obviously if the washer's centered up, that arm that's in the back is not going to be centered up. Is going to be centered up, and you're not going to be yeeting this slide hammer, scratching the sides of your axle tube. There she is. There she is. Okay. Now this bearing looks a little worse. Not saying like it had to been replaced, but it probably... yeah, it's definitely in worse condition, but that's the thing, like bearings can look bad for a long time. It depends on when they finally start to go out. Okay. The reason why I say that is you can see all the dark colors where it's really gotten hot some. Okay, so again, yeah, you're going to clean your axle tube. Just to reiterate, you're going to clean it in around the seal. Put your finger in there, see if you can feel anything that catches. There should be little wear marks in there already that is from the milling. And you know, if you got any rust, I got a little bit of rust right here on the edge. So I may do a rust treatment real quick. You know, yeah, see, there's little ridges all the way around this, you know, and so you're going to have it. You have 3 steps off. Obviously, you got where it steps up where the seal sits on the farthest outside, steps up to where the bearing sits, and then it steps up one more time. So just make sure that and see, there's a bunch of rust and stuff in there and gunk, so I'm cleaning it out the best I can. I actually probably need to really clean this thing out. It's pretty nasty. Might do a rust treatment on it real quick before I put that bearing in. I can see a little bit of rust right there where the seal actually sits. Yeah, that could be why this one leaked so bad, honestly. It's because I can see a little edge on it. Okay, this is why we do this. This is why you need to really check your stuff. Let's see here. And obviously, I mean, I suggest anybody that's doing anything to their vehicle like this, or like especially something like this, it's going to be really a lot of custom to it. When it comes to the cheaper things, like fluids and stuff like that, man, just replace it. So, I mean, that's why, like, I'm gonna clean this tube out the best I can, but I'll probably change the rear end fluid multiple times before the first 5,000 miles, just because I know it's gonna have a lot of, it's not gonna be perfect, and not to mention, it's not that big of a deal, it's not that bad of a job, and I'd rather do it multiple times and be safe in my mind that I'm like, it's good, than to be worried about certain things. But while that's doing that, I'm trying to decide if I want to use a metal file and see if I can file that a little bit down, like a round file. There we are. Actually, I think I'm just gonna get some sandpaper. I'm 1 2 4 behind. I'm 1 2 4. The fuck? I'm still 1 2 4 this way. Oh, I need to go deeper. There. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry. The two small gears are on the top and the bottom of the, I don't even know what they're called. They're the gears that the axles turn first. They had fell out, and so that was challenging getting it to line up, because you got to put one on the back and hold it from falling out, and then you got to just kind of figure out what gear it is. But anyways, beside the point. We got it back in now. We're good. Whew. That was, for a second there, I was like, I'm not trying to tear this thing all the way down like that. I mean, I could, but we're not wanting to do that. Anyways, let's get back to what we was doing. Okay, so seals out, bearings out. Time for a new bearing. Is that not crazy that National Bearings, right? That's what they are. And it's in a bearings little box, and the seals are in a box that are precision bearings, and as soon as I picked them up the first time, I was like, well, these are bearings. But no, they're seals, but I'll probably edit that out. Anyways, there's a seal. I'll set it right there for now. Bearing. Bada bing, bada. Well, we got problems. These ain't the same. Yeah, that's about par. That's about par. Well, whatever went in there was the right thing, so that's weird. These are not what they say they are at all. Okay. Well, hey. Sometimes you wake up and you piss gold. Sometimes you wake up and you don't piss at all. So I guess we're not doing that, but well, dang, that's aggravating. It's all good. No big deal. We all got kind of basically what I was trying to do. Well, I guess I could go ahead and smack one of these in here. So, well, I've got it. So, really easy having the axles out. I can just set the end on something. Let's see here. Put that, well, actually, guess I could just put it upside down on this thing. I don't know if you can still see that, but give it a good whack. Looks like this actually is a newer one on here already, so that's funny. She's coming. Okay. You can also put a lug nut on it and just, but I didn't feel like doing that. Mainly just because I don't really love any of these lug nuts. I'm probably gonna order all new ones just because I have bad luck with lug nuts on these Dodges. I can see every one of these don't feel the best, and I can look down. This one is completely gone. Holy cow. Not a lot of threads on that one at all, so yeah. That's the reason why, but let's see here, let's clean that out. I ought to go in there easy considering how much grease is in the dang thing. Same thing. Go upside down with it. You gotta make sure you find where it's kind of, there's some teeth there. Because, I mean, you could just whack away and you're not even doing anything because you're not got the teeth in line. So, go ahead and kind of put some force on it, kind of feel it. Then you can feel it kind of stop. Because there's teeth there. I feel like I'm a blacksmith. Just all right. Well, I'm not mad. I am mad. That is crazy. I mean, I'll show y'all. Look at these. Not even remotely the same. They're a two-piece bearing. See, a solid center. So, yeah, they're not right at all. So, definitely gonna have to go up there, and they were good guys at O'Reilly's in my town, so I'll go up there and tell them, and they'll be fine with it. They'll be fine with it. Hey, a little update though on Old Blue. Motor mounts are ordered, or they're kind of ordered. They're in my cart on Rock Auto, and I was waiting because I got a couple things to add to it, so I'll be ordering them soon. As soon as I do, they'll be on the way, and then we'll get to finishing this rear end up so I can put it, go ahead and move Old Blue in here and put that rear end in, and then I'm probably gonna have it where the hood's facing this way, and I can use my mini excavator to pick the motor up because it weighs a lot. Cherry picker won't go far enough in. That was the biggest problem I had when I tried to test fit it a while back, is cherry picker wouldn't go farther enough in. That thing's gonna sit crazy far back. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to do besides that. It's just gonna have to sit far back. It just is, which is kind of good. I guess it kind of look good. It's just such a big hood, or such a big engine bay. Well, guys, I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all watching. I don't know if I'll wait and post this or what, but you know, I appreciate everything. If you got any questions, again, or if you just want to ask me anything, you go right ahead, comment. But don't forget to like it, share it, subscribe, do it all. Come on, let's get these views up. I appreciate it, guys.